Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. The Nigerian army just confirmed one thing, that people in the north, specifically in Borno state, that some persons are collaborating with Bokøharam to kill the Nigerian soldiers. So that is to confirm what I've been telling you right from time. Now, this is the same state where former head of National Intelligence Agency, Nnamdi, were telling us that they were arresting people, so many Bokøharam members, and they were getting calls, and those people were confessing that people who are sponsoring them are from the Aso Rock, from the Senate houses, and some governors. And not only that, you people saw where this Okukpe, that time he was serving Jonathan, came to Chinese television to tell us that Buhari said, in quote, a fight against Bokøharam is a fight against the North. So what we make the North to collaborate with Bokøharam members to serve as informant to kill Nigerian soldiers. We are just looking at this as, this is just a normal thing, but it is not normal. It is a sign of something you and I know. However, take a listen before we go in details.
The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, has attributed the resurgence of attacks in Borno State to the influx of foreign agents, reinforcing the terrorists operating in the northeast.
Addressing a news conference in Abuja, General Buba said the situation is further worsened by local collaborators revealing troop movements. He restated the military's commitment to combating terrorists and their collaborators to ensure a safer Nigeria.
This situation is made worse by local collaborators that form a support base for these terrorists. They serve as informants reporting on troops' movement to the terrorists. However, in spite of this situation, troops are profoundly conscious of their role and responsibility in ending insurgency and terrorism across our nation. Though we might record occasional tactical setbacks, our strategic objective remains unhindered, and it is to break the terrorist will to fight.
The war back. For an Igbo man to survive in Nigeria, as it is currently put together, Nigeria must break. Wait, to
understand, we are not the same people. The North and South are not the same. The British understood. That's what they are doing indirect, and they deliberately march us so that we can continue to fight like this, and they can continue to take our resources away. To be extreme, for me, if you look at Sudan, or we have now North Sudan, South Sudan, I think we should have Northern Nigeria and Southern. Then they can practice whatever they want. There's no dialogue because they will not stop. I've told you it may take 1,000 years. They will still do it. Or if you let everybody go their way, maybe you have the North, they remain there, and you have the sovereignty down south. Then you can do what you want. Or if you remain and you think you can talk to your Jersey and people that don't care about anything, it will happen. It took hundreds of years before Turkey, Constantinople, Istanbul was converted completely today. And if you look at history will tell you that you cannot assuage these people. Who owns those banks? I did a lot of research, and I want our audience to go and find out the owner of Taj. It's either we stay together or people should mind their religion and stay where they are and practice what they want. Imposing it on others is wrong. I study Islam, and I don't want to talk blasphemy here. If I start talking about Islam in the next 3 hours, we will not live here.
No, we don't want you to talk blasphemy either.
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Now, I pity the Nigerian army, the Nigerian soldiers, because it seems that they do not understand what is going on. Police affirm that politicians are sponsoring the terrorists and politicians among the terrorists. What do people want to understand? And the Nigerian army is not talking, or they are not talking about who formed Bokøharam. I know why I keep on dragging this. I know why I keep on talking about who formed Bokøharam. Because you cannot, pay deaf ear to who formed Bokøharam and you think you can stop, the terrorists. Now, let me give you an example, okay? And I normally use this as an illustration in so many cases. I said, if you are going out of the house and you forget that your tap was open and the water is just rushing down, maybe from the dining down to the sitting room, and when you return back in the evening, the level of the water in your sitting room is already at the level of the chair. What are you going to do first? To start packing the waters out, to start draining the waters out, or for you to rush and off the tap before you start draining the waters out? Definitely, you are going to rush and off the tap. So Nigerian soldiers, they don't want to off the tap. They just want to be packing the water because they don't have the key of the tap. The key of the tap is with the politicians who form Bokøharam. Nigerian army, the reason why sometimes I talk like this because I discover that so many of them are innocent of what is going on. Politicians are the one controlling everything. So these people are just dying for nothing. Okay, the people they are fighting for are collaborating with the same terrorists as informant. The people they are fighting for want it, because if you don't want it, you won't collaborate with it. Nakorawa is giving them 1 million naira to join them. Where all this thing ends is referendum. There is no how we can continue, to go like this. We need a referendum in this country. There is no way this country can go forward with all these things. We might tide road, we might reduce the price of fuel, we might skyrocket fuel, dollar might go up, dollar might go down, everything will just be fluctuating. Those things are not important. It is someone who is alive that talks about inflation. In the hierarchy of needs, your bread first. You need the air first to breathe. So when you are no longer the owner of your life, it's a dangerous thing. Many Nigerians, they are not the owner of their life because you can sleep and wake up as a dead man. You can just sleep today and wake up as a dead man. So we have a lot of things going on in Nigeria that if a sensible human being thinks about Nigeria, you will just have headache. You develop headache. And that is why we continue to call for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, because he was just detained unjustly. Yesterday, I was listening to the legal aid to Nnamdi Kanu, where they were reading out again the Supreme Court judgment. I was surprised that even the, Federal High Court is even trying to disobey Supreme Court. Nigeria is a very, funny place. So, a very funny place where Supreme Court has affirmed that Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bail. Supreme Court affirmed that he was kidnapped from Kenya. Supreme Court affirmed that, this guy, you are not supposed to revoke his bail. The lower court made an error. And they returned to lower court. The lower court says, no, you jump bail. God. Sometimes we say, is here an animal kingdom or what? Anyway, let me know what you think on the comment section. Thanks for listening.